First, live, local. This is Fox 12 Now.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Fox 12 Now. I'm Greg Nibbler, as always. Appreciate you all being here. And look at this. We've got a special edition here today. In person. You got it. Not via Zoom. We have the one and only Eric G. from Around the House Northwest. Always here every week giving us some great advice. We get to preview this week's episode. We also get to find out about all the cool things that you get to do behind the scenes. So this is why it's a lot of fun. So thanks everybody for joining. And, we're broadcasting live on our social media channels, on website and apps. So lots of places that you can find us there. But Eric, what would you like to talk about this week?
The seasons are changing a little bit, right?
Yeah, unfortunately.
I know. It's like, where's summer going? We're getting into that. So
yeah.
Fall projects, kind of the time of year to start thinking about it, because I don't know about you, I'd rather be doing it now when it's sunny outside versus rainy outside.
That's a very good point, and that is something I have to tell myself to do that, because otherwise I'm like, it's nice weather, I'll just do it later, and then it's going to pour down rain.
I mean, we're going to get the rain at some point, so might as well start getting prepared for it. So,
yes.
Things that I like to do this time of year, get the gutters cleaned out, making sure all the stuff, because they've been just collecting dirt and stuff all this whole summer long. We haven't had the rain to do anything, so get those cleaned out. And then, where your gutters come down into the downspouts, they usually go into some kind of storm drain system. Well, those get clogged up all the time. I did a segment in the spring at my house. Mine hadn't been done for years. About every 5 years, you should scope that out. Have a plumber come out, run a camera down there, and make sure it actually flows. Because all the leaves and stuff that misses all the screens and stuff goes down in there. And that's just usually a dry well, or it goes out to the street, depending on where you live. Like when I go walking my dogs in the rain, a block up from my house, they go out to the street, and only about 10% of those actually have water running out in the rain.
Oh, man.
So that means most of the people in that neighborhood, they're plugged up, which means it's probably leaking someplace, which could cause foundation damage.
That is a very good point. So to be thinking about that. And yeah, especially here in the Northwest, we have so much gunk and things, that can clog stuff up.
Well, you think about it, we haven't had to worry about the gutters. We've forgotten about them all year round, since June probably, right?
Yep.
And they're filled with junk.
Filled with stuff. So clean those out and checking those downspouts too. That's a really, really good point.
That's a good one, just to make sure that that's dialed in. And if you've got the gutters that are dropping right down to the foundation, now's the time to fix that as well. You don't want those downspouts dropping out right there.
Okay.
You want them 15 feet, 20 feet away from the house.
That far away?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
So you think about it, when you have a basement and you have it dropping out right there, water comes in like a cone.
Yeah.
So as it goes down, it gets wider and wider and wider. So you need to be 15 or so feet away for that not to be affecting going down into a basement.
Okay. All right.
So we had some big problems here in the past with us disconnecting in Portland from the storm drain system, which I get, but that's causing foundation damage, and it's a big cause of foundation damage. So make sure that's going into a ground. You can actually just get ABS pipe, and run it out, get it out into the yard, put it into a place that's kind of downhill away from the house.
Yeah, run it all the way out there.
Yep.
Okay. All right. That's definitely a good project to do now before it starts pouring down rain.
Yeah, and let's save some money too. Let's go out and get some caulking done around the house. Get those windows and doors and all that stuff sealed up. We've had a lot of heat, so things expand and contract a lot. So, and get good caulking. You can get a good latex one that's paintable. There's one I like that's called the Big Stretch.
Okay.
And so it stretches more, which means it breaks less. So you don't have to do it every year. You can go out and do it. It could last you 5 or 10 years out there.
And that's really specifically for like exteriors around windows and stuff?
Yeah, just going around windows and doors and that kind of stuff. But it's latex water cleanup, so it's easy. Don't go using silicone, because if you use the silicone, you can't paint it.
Okay.
So it'll all look all nasty. So if you want to come back and paint it and make it look good,
make sure you use latex.
Exactly. Silicone's great for inside, like bathtubs and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Where there's lots and lots of water, it's good for that. But if it's something you have to paint later, stay away from the silicone.
Okay. That's actually a project I'm doing this weekend, is re-caulking the shower. So
yeah.
Okay, so silicone's okay.
I got a little secret for that.
Yes,
if
what?
you're doing silicone, here's one for you, because it's always messy, right?
Yes,
so
it's always.
So what I do is I get a can of the spray, like the foam metal can of the window cleaner. So what I do is I put the caulking down, the silicone caulking, spray the window cleaner over the top of it.
Really?
And spray it on your hands, whatever else. Put some gloves on, easier to clean up. And that has a surfactant in it, which is meant for cleaning, but it also means that won't stick to you like it normally will. So then you can go through and clean that up. It's a great little tip for doing silicone. Use that, and I tell you what, it works great.
Okay, the foaming window cleaner.
Just the spray can metal stuff that's been around, like everybody's grandma had, under the sink.
Yep.
One of those.
I will do that. That is a tip that I will use this weekend. Thank you very much.
That's an easy one. And I actually like using that better than latex caulking at that point because it's that much easier to work with.
All right. Good tip right there.
There we go.
What are some other fall ones that we should know?
Another thing to be taking a look at too is just making sure if you've got sump pumps and that kind of stuff. We're kind of getting ready for the rains. That's an important one. And then really now's the time to get that heating and cooling system service now. If you've got to have, that your gas furnace or heat pump, get somebody out to look at it, get it cleaned up. It's going to save you money if it's running smoothly anyway.
Yeah.
And you should be having that once or twice a year serviced. So if you haven't had it done, I've had many times they've come out and looked at it and went, oh, you need to fix this because it's going to leave you hanging. And it's a lot cheaper to fix it then than on like some Sunday service call where they're getting you for double rates.
Right, yeah, when it's already cold out and everybody has the same issues.
Right.
And, yeah,
it never stops. It's like a holiday weekend on a Sunday or something. That's when it always breaks down.
Always, that's what it would be.
Just Murphy's Law.
Yeah, so get that stuff serviced. Great advice.
So those are some good ones there. And if it's been serviced, check that when it comes to heating, one thing to make sure you got the filters changed. And here's one that's really important on safety tips. If you have a forced air like the wall heaters or baseboard heaters, walk around your house, make sure that you've got everything off of those. Because what happens, you got kids and stuff. Heaters have been off for months. Stuff's getting piled up there. Maybe furniture gets pushed up against it. Let's not get any house fires for the first time those things kick on. All it takes is a cold night and they kick on and all of a sudden, wow, we had stuff piled up on it. Let's stop those fires. Yeah,
that is a very, very good point. Watch last week's episode for a tip from me on that too. It's a horror story that could happen with that. So yeah, definitely.
Yeah, those are important ones.
Keep those baseboard heaters clean. Yeah. So all great stuff. Anything else that you think?
Another one too is it's a good time just to go around and take a look at anything else around the house. If we have a rainstorm, what I like to do is go out and walk around the house. Get the umbrella, do whatever. Not if there's lighting, but walk around and take a look at it. Use some common sense. That's going to tell you what's going on around your house. You might see, wow, that gutter's detached, coming away from the house, so it's full of water. You'll never know unless you're out there walking around.
Right.
So do a walk around. If you've got trees hitting, bushes hitting, make sure that stuff gets trimmed back. Just make sure you've got things dialed in. But walking around in a rainstorm will say, hey, I got puddles here, I got drainage issues. It'll really tell you what's going on. You get a better feel of what's happening. But you got to go out and get wet doing it.
Yeah. Okay. But it's better to know than find out later when it's.
Things never get cheaper to fix. They just get more expensive. So if you can get it early, you're going to save money.
Well, all great advice there for fall preparation.
Yeah, no problem.
To do now. Well, let's talk about Around the House Northwest in this week's episode. It's always exciting to talk to you and find out what it is that you went out and did. Oh, yeah. We've got a siding install. So I put on this new composite cladding. So if you think of what like a composite deck board is, like your like Trex, this is a fiber product, but it goes on your house. So it looks like boards. Okay. But it's got a 50-year warranty. So no paint, no maintenance for 50 years. Wow. That's cool. Yeah. So 50-year warranty? 50-year warranty. 50. Dang. Okay. So, looks cool. Did that. That was a big pull, though. I thought I was going to get it done in about 8 or 10 hours, and it was about 20. But it was a big pull this last week. Yeah, that's a lot. Knocked out. But that's a lot. You did that all in one weekend? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's a lot. I cheated, too. I had a lift. I got to thanks Park Rose Hardware, by the way, because I'm not taking a 12-foot board, getting up on a 30-foot extension ladder and trying to screw that in. No. Lift is the way to go, 100%. Well, that's cool. So we're going to get to see that entire process. That one, and then, boy, we've got a lot of different stuff. We're going to be talking heat pumps with PGE, our title sponsor, of course, Around the House Northwest. And so we'll be talking heat pumps with them. You can save 40 to 60% on your heating bill if you have electric heat by going heat pumps. So no kidding. Yeah. And there's going to be later on this year, probably January, because it's a state-run thing. But there's going to be some massive rebates coming out on heat pumps and insulating coming up that is going to be exciting here this next year. So that's coming up. We're waiting for the, it's the federal funding going to the state funding to get all that stuff. They get that hammered out. It's a state-by-state thing. Yeah, but something's coming down. Something's coming down that's going to help you get some upgrades to your house at a much reduced cost. And hey, free money, I like it. Yeah, I will take that. I will take any kind of reduction, however that works. So, awesome. And anything else? Yeah, we got a foundation expert, Bob Brown, coming on. He's kind of the foundation expert across the country, and we're going to be talking about crack foundations and really the right way to go about it. There's so much fear out there. Yeah. With salespeople coming into people's houses and scaring them. We kind of get down to the brass tacks on that and really talk about, okay, how do you get this fixed and what's the right process to do it without letting other people kind of influence it? Like, oh, you got to tear down the house. Yeah, it's got to fall down around you.
Rarely is that the case.
That's good. That's good to know, because that is, it's kind of a scary thing, especially if you don't know what's going on with it or you don't know that much about it.
Yeah.
People will always try to separate you from your money. So
I have seen people, I've gone out to people's houses before where they had a $60,000 quote and it was a $4,000 fix. So this is one to pay attention to.
That's a very good point. So definitely watch that. And that's, again, Around the House Northwest. Every week there's a new episode. And as always, I ask, how can people watch it?
All right, Fox 12 Plus, 10 a.m. on Saturday. Replays on Sunday, 6 p.m., 8 o'clock on Friday. And of course, all the episodes are on YouTube as well.
Yep, so go check them out on YouTube, and you can check out our segments here with Eric coming on and telling us all this behind-the-scenes info and extra tips and tricks. So we've got a lot of those. There's a Fox 12 Now tab on our YouTube channel, or a playlist that you can go there and get these going, and then also on the website as well. So a little easier to find than it used to be. And Eric, thanks for joining us. As always, so much fun having you here. I'm going to let everybody in. So here's a little behind the scenes. I'm short. Eric's a lot taller than me. So that's if it seemed a little weird how I'm standing up above the computer this time, that was it. So there you go. There's the inside tip.
It's much easier for him to do that than for me to do this.
Yes, exactly. So, all right. Well, thanks everybody for tuning in. Again, Fox 12 Now. Thanks for joining us. And we're going to sign off. We'll talk to you soon with more.